Welcome back, baseball family. As we mentioned, it is Friday, February 28th.
Boom.
We had a rule come out today, right? This is just today this came out?
Today,
Yeah, today was the first time I heard of it.
before we talk about that, can I show him the new hat?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Show him your hat, Brig.
God, Brad. Oh. Just don't need this much negativity in my life.
Too much.
All
Anyways,
right.
show him your hat.
Check it out. This hat is blue. It comes with the 9 Plus Us logo. Where is it? There it is on the side. And we decided to go with this one, the blue one, in gray. It's like a shimmery, silvery, metallic gray. And there it is on the front. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, it's so good. It's in 3D puff. Sorry for those of you on audio. You'll see it. You'll see
You'll
it.
get to see it, yeah.
Go 9plusus.com. That's how you get a hold of this, okay? It's available right now. Don't forget the discount code is BTPOD. Okay, BTPOD. Anyway, the 3D puff, it's raised stitching. Man, it looks so good. Green undervisor, as always. Well, not always, but we do prefer that if it's at all possible. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this 9 Plus Us hat right here in our heathered gray, which looks amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and put on my new 42 hat. Now, this hat, I'll show you. Some of our hats come in 6 panels. You can see the seam on the ball cap coming down the front. This one is a 5 panel, so it's got that nice pinch in the front. There we go, right? There's no stitch. There's no seam running down through the middle here, which I think is kind of nice. Actually makes it a little more comfortable, so there's not a bump right here you have to contend with. This hat is going to come in a couple of different colors, gray, white, corresponding stitch colors. Don't worry about it. Just go check it out.
There's also black.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, it looks sharp. It's real good. We're going to have a link to all the 42 stuff on the podcast in the description, in the YouTube description, everywhere. You'll be able to find this stuff pretty easily. And don't forget BT Pod for 15% off 42 stuff.
And don't forget that April 15th is the day you want to have this in by. So,
right. Yeah.
That's the point.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. All right, Brig.
Okay, man.
Should we talk about a new rule that's being proposed? Okay. So now, they're calling this, I think it's called the step-off rule is probably what they're going to call it.
Rule.
That's what I'm going to call it. How's that?
Some more soda in my mug. I'm like leaning over and I'm being all weird. Sorry, everybody.
All right. Let's break down the step-off rule a little bit, okay?
Okay.
So this is going to be in play with pitchers making a pickoff move to any base now, okay?
Right.
So previously, especially with left-handers, you could just throw to the base as long as you had not committed to throwing home.
Yes.
Which means that your foot, when you step, especially for left-handers first base, there's a 45-degree angle that's kind of the marker, like the cutoff.
Yeah.
So if you step on the first base side, you got to throw to first. You step on the home plate side of that 45-degree angle, you've got to go home. Now, Andy Pettitte was famous for this. He had that fantastic pickoff move where he would kind of hover for a second, and then he would go, and he was really, really close to that 45-degree angle, and he'd pick off guys all the time because it looked like he was going home, but he'd throw to first and get guys leaning towards second a little bit, trying to get their secondary lead or even steal. So what this rule does, oh my gosh, I just hit my microphone.
Yeah, nix it.
What it does is no more. That's right. It nixes it. So if a left-handed pitcher wants to throw to first base, he has to pull his left foot off the rubber, put it behind it, and then throw. Kind of like what would be more natural for a right-hander to do.
Yeah.
Even though you can kind of do like the pivot. But anyways, so yeah, you have to put your foot behind the rubber before you can throw to a base. Okay. That goes for first base, second base, third base, even as a right-hander.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Always have to step off. So, Brick, first, I want your opinion on this. What do you think of this? What do you think of this new rule?
I mean, I think it's going to cripple pitchers. Some of them. John Lester's not going to care. You know what I mean?
He's still going to throw a bounce pass.
Yeah, man. Or if at all. A bounce,
if he does it
pass.
At all, yeah.
Well played, sir. A bounce pass. It's true. It's true. Some pitchers won't care, and I think those that do care maybe will stop caring. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think that the pickoff move, if done successfully, is a hugely valuable tool. So
It's true.
if you're a pitcher, you should be super, super upset about this. And now, I don't know if you mentioned this already, but they're only going to implement this for like single A down right now. It's not.
Yeah, it's going to be really low to start. Really, really low to start.
We're just going to try it out and see what happens. I don't know. But people have been copying Andy Pettitte for years and years. But I think I'll bet I know what you're going to say. I bet I know what you're going to say. I'll bet you're going to say, because we haven't talked about this, but I'll bet you're going to say that it's going to put more pressure on the catchers, and which could be good, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to increase base stealing.
Yeah. But there's kind of a parent for this rule. There's a rhyme to the reason.
Well, tell us,
Okay.
Bed.
So this comes from robot umpires. It's all encompassing, and let me tell you why. So, and this point right here is actually something that somebody had expressed on the VIP group a long time ago, the Facebook group, when we talked about robot umpires. I think it was Jason D'Agostino said that he was surprised I was for robot umpires because it takes away framing.
Yeah.
Catchers can no longer frame. Now, as a catcher, when somebody steals a base, what you have to do is you have to stay low and completely receive the ball.
First.
Keep hitting my mic, boom. So you have to completely receive the ball so the umpire can see where it ends up, which is stupid. They should be able to see where it crosses the plate. But anyways.
They're humans. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to completely receive the ball where it's supposed to be. And you have to be down so the umpire can see, right?
Yes.
That's eliminated completely with robot umpires.
True.
The umpire doesn't have to see where the ball crosses the plate.
True.
So you can straight up as a catcher be almost standing up, like springing up and catching the ball almost at your waist if you want to get the ball down to second base, because there's no more framing. There's no more completely receiving the ball before you can jump up out of your crouch.
Look at you, Brad.
So that's what this is doing. Okay, it's making it more fair for the base runners. Okay, because if a pitcher has to completely step off the rubber before he can throw it, you can take an extra step, maybe two, in your lead.
Totally.
Because as a base runner, I was not very fast, but I felt like where I lacked in speed, I made up for being smart. Like I knew where I lacked in speed, but I knew what was going to happen with the ball. That being said, I was terrified to lead off first base with a left-handed pitcher.
Yes.
Absolutely terrified. Yes. Like I was to the point where if there was a left-handed pitcher, because I had such a hard time reading him and had such a bad history with him, that I wouldn't get any farther off than I could just like fall back onto the base.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad it was. So what this does is it allows guys even with left-handed pitchers to get a bigger lead, right?
Yes.
And so yes, it is going to encourage base running, which I love because I love stealing bases.
I do too.
It's going to put a ton more pressure on the catchers because guys are going to be running way more often. Yeah. And gosh dang it, if I don't love a play at second when a catcher makes an awesome throwdown, and you got like especially Javi Baez making those no look tags.
Dude,
I need more of it. I need more of it. And we're gonna get more of it.
More of it. Yes, I agree with you, bro.
So that's where this rule comes from, and that's why it's not just like, well, we're sick of guys getting picked off. No, you've got to help the base runners there with that robot umpire. Like you can't have a double threat of the pitcher, just being able to hold basically guys hostage on the base, right? By being able to make some kind of janky move like the Pettitte move, and then catchers being able to receive the ball almost standing up, So you got to do something to help out the base runners here. And they did it. They did this in the Atlantic League last year when they had the robot umpires, and they said that they saw an uptick of like maybe about a half a base run or a stolen base every game.
Yes.
So it's not a bunch, but it cuts down on the double plays a little bit because guys can, like we said, get farther off the base. You get a little bit more of a head start towards second base. Cuts down on double plays, which means innings are going to be extended.
Mm-hmm.
So more offense, which we like, right?
Yes.
More running the bases.
More running the bases. Yeah.
So more bunting, probably.
I want more bunting. That's what I want.
I don't know, because if you've got a guy who's leading off a third of the way, quarter of the way to second base, you're more likely to bunt him over than you are to try to hit the ball over the outfielder's head.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, I like the rule, and that's why.
Now, I think that those numbers that we got to see in the minor leagues last season when they did the robot umpire thing will transfer in sort of like a projection, I guess. What is the right word? When they get bigger, the further out you get, it'll compound as it reaches the major leagues, because in the minor leagues they're dabbling, right? They're trying things, they're experimenting. What can I do? What am I comfortable with? What am I capable of? What has my training going to kick in right now? But you get into the major leagues, and that some of that's going on still, but mostly it's practitioners, right? These people, like Ricky Henderson's the easy example. That dude was a base running practitioner. That's if I live to see another Ricky Henderson, I'll be so happy.
Oh yeah,
so happy.
I love guys trying to steal bases. And you know what? I was listening to the Mariners game today, and they were like 4 for 5 on stolen bases.
What?
5 for 6, something like that. I was like, yes, the Mariners running bases. I love it. I don't care if you lose. Freaking try to take second base. It's awesome.
I love it.
Fantastic. And I think we're going to see so much more of it if this rule gets put into place. So, like we said, Atlantic League last year, which is the independent league, we call it the circus, the petri dish kind of. They experimented with it, and it seemed like it worked, along with the robot umpire.
In tandem.
Right? Yeah. And so this year we're going to see it in low minor league baseball, like short season A, rookie ball, it sounds like. So if you have a chance, go watch some short season A and some rookie ball, because there's going to be some movement on the base pass, I think. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
I think you're right, man, and that's a huge deal.
It is, especially with what we've seen now. The approach with, launch angle and everything, you've got a guy on first base, you don't want him to get out. So you're hitting a solo home run instead of a 2-run home run. So that's why guys aren't stealing bases.
That's exactly why.
Because with certain catchers, the odds are against you is trying to steal second, and where you're trying to hit a home run every pitch, it hurts you, obviously mathematically if a guy's getting thrown out at second base. But with this, I mean, it could really change the game, kind of swing the pendulum back in the way that we want it to be.
I agree with you. I got to have more of that small ball.
Yeah. It's more exciting. Way more exciting than strikeouts.
I agree.
So much more exciting than strikeouts.
Look, I'd be willing.
So, I mean,
never mind. I won't say it.
Well, I was just gonna say that I as much as I love pitching, like I love watching a great pitcher. As much as I like watching that, I love watching guys going around the bases. Still second, heck, still third, still home, whatever. Just get things moving.
Still home for sure,
and that's what it'll do.
I love it, man. I think it's awesome.